Hi everyone, from Tikkun Global in Jerusalem. This is the second in a series of updates, teachings about Hanukkah. And the title of this one is Be Zealous for God. Like we talked about in the first one, the story of Hanukkah really began as a kind of civil war between Jews who were zealous from the priestly class, like the Maccabean family, and those who were assimilated, wanted to be just like everybody else in the world, didn't want to do all the old customs and the temple sacrifice and circumcision and all that. On that fateful day when the representatives of Antiochus and the Greeks and the Jews and the Hellenized Jews from Jerusalem were visiting every village, they came to Modi'in and they were calling the people out to offer a sacrifice to Zeus, the Greek god, on a homemade mobile altar, and forcing everybody to do it, right? And when that first Jewish guy from the village came to do it, Mattathias of the Maccabee family, who was the father of Judah Maccabee, his son who ended up leading the successful rebellion, rose up and he said, "Let everyone who is zealous for the Torah and supports the covenant come out with me." This is after he killed the guy, right? So the story of Hanukkah, it's kind of been sanitized somewhat, like Christmas, in places like America where I grew up. Hanukkah. It was this sort of happy thing about religious freedom and individual liberty in kind of American style, Well, that's a real sanitization and a whitewashing of the story. It was a struggle between Jews who wanted to be faithful to God, faithful to the law, faithful to the Torah, which was correct in their day, okay, in the way that they believed it, and to the temple and all that. That was how you express zeal for God, right? Against Jews who were saying, let's throw it all, let's throw the Esau spirit, let's throw away our inheritance or sell it for cheap. And brothers and sisters, I really want you to be praying for us, because you're praying for us during this war with Gaza, and we want victory, we want the right things to happen. Hezbollah up north. The IDF is going to win, okay? They're going to win in Gaza, they're going to win up north. We may have to pay a great price, but we've got a big army, we have total air superiority, all those things. But after that, there's a struggle, there's an internal war going on for the soul of our nation. Okay, you saw that in first 6 months of this year, the huge demonstrations, and it's really between these same kind of groups, right, of a kind of the secular, atheistic folks, many of whom were killed in around Gaza, in those kibbutzim and places. That's where they were coming from, with a very secular and sort of universal, Hellenistic, Americanized, whatever, view of the world and a view of Jewishness, versus people who have say, no, we're here in this land, not because of the Holocaust, not because we just need safety, not because we're victims, bigger victims than them. No, we're here because God called us here, because 4,000 years ago, he made a covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who is Israel, and we are his offspring, and we're here because of that, because he has a plan. And that is a major struggle going on for our nation. Tonight, on the first night of Hanukkah, when I'm filming these videos, just in about an hour, there's going to be a march going on of a group called the Maccabean March, of what you're saying, the ultra-nationalist, right-wing, Orthodox Jews who are going to march through the Muslim quarter. I mean, they're really going for it, okay? And they're going to have, if there may be 200 marchers, there will be 1,000 soldiers and policemen to protect them, to march through the Muslim quarter to the Temple Mount. And they want to demand, get rid of the Waqf. The Temple Mount is still under the Jordanian Waqf Muslim control authority. We want it back, for it belongs to the Jewish people. And remember that, the Temple Mount, that's what Hamas said, the flood, the Al-Quds, Al-Aqsa flood. We're doing all this to take back this whole struggle. Well, folks, there's going to be struggle. And there's going to be, we know our weapons of our warfare are first mighty in God. We need you to pray with us. We need to stand for God, the biblical promises, the covenants of God. Let us say with Mattathias, let everyone who's zealous for the word of God, for the truth, and supports the covenants of God, all of the covenants, right? And not trying to replace our covenants with a new Christian covenant, and that's it. Let's let all those people and all those who stand for that be very zealous, not violent, but be zealous during this time. Stand with us. God bless you, and happy holidays.